And there's one other thing I will do with this structure, and that's chiseling some corners with the bevel I shown you on the rock modeling. If you haven't seen that, don't worry, I will show you how to do that here. Yeah, for example, I want to do some nice corner here, nice beveled corner, so let's just press Ctrl B to bevel, and you see nothing happens because the bevel is mostly used for edges and faces. But if you press V to enable vertex only mode, you can now do some nice bevel and create a new geometry. And if you tab out, that's a nice shiny little corner that makes great difference when it comes to finished illustration, if you have something like this, some details like this in your scene. So yeah, we'll do some more of these, but let me show you again how you can modify the bevel. If you don't remember the shortcuts, you can find the bevel tool here on the toolbar, and you can just click and drag, and you can see the dashed line which shows you the radius of the bevel, but you can't see anything else because you don't have that vertex only mode. So release, and then as always you will have this additional toolbar for the tool, and there is a checkbox here that says vertex only. If you click that, you will enable the bevel and you can further modify it here. Okay, so that's for the bevel. And there is one other thing you can do with this, and that's the combining this vertex beveling with the vertex slide or the edge slide. So let me just click this vertex here and press G and then G again, and you can modify this and create some nice effects. So let me show you. Right now I want to bevel this side, and I want to bevel it with a little bit of fall off. So let's go to the edge select with number 2 and click this edge right here and hold shift and click here, and with this selection we're gonna bevel it. So press Ctrl B, and right now you don't have to press any additional buttons because the bevel works perfectly with edges and faces. So let's just make a bevel as we want, like here, and confirm with the left click. And now I don't want this to start right away here. I want to have a little bit of fall off on this edge, so we're gonna use the slide. So let's go back to the vertex select by pressing 1 and select this vertex right here, press G, then G again, and move this out. And the same here, and we can go even further here. Okay, now we can maybe finish with this corner. So Ctrl B, then V, and drag it out. Okay, so that's the second thing I wanted to show you. And now if you tab out and look at the structure, this is starting to really look like some stone building or something like that. And the one last thing that we can use to create more details on a structures like this is to use bevel. For example here, so let's click there. We can use this bevel on some sharp edges like these, or this one here, sharp corners. And let's press Ctrl B, then V, and drag out a nice large bevel. And yeah, let's confirm with the left click. And this is the kind of bevel I warned you about when you were creating rocks. So basically, if you want some smooth bevel like here, you definitely don't want to do this. But here, I'm doing this on purpose, because while after the bevel this is selected, just press X and click faces. So we are going to delete the new face there. And right now you can see there's a hole in our mesh. and just hold shift and click these 3 vertices and close that with F. And yeah, let's click this one again, hold shift, select additional vertices, and again create new face and close the mesh by pressing F on the keyboard. We can further modify it. For example, you can grab this one at the bottom, press G and then Z and drag it up a little bit, and you can make this slide up so you have nice detail on the corner. And we are now going to do a little bit more of these on the structure itself, and then we'll move with the same methods on the stairs. So let's do some additional bevels. I want to bevel this corner right here, so left click the vertex, Ctrl B, then V, and drag out some bevel. Okay, like this. And we can maybe slide this one here so it's not so uniform. And I want to bevel this here, so Ctrl B, then V. Create a small bevel here, like you want to create the chip like this. And one useful trick, if you want to zoom to your selection so you don't have to move your camera and find the pivot point, you can always press the period key on the numpad and you will zoom and focus on your current selection. So yeah, let me zoom out with the mouse wheel. And now we can delete the face as before, so press X and click faces. Holding shift, select these vertices and press F to create a new face. Then by holding shift, select these vertices and press F to fill. Now we have this little chip, but here I want to make it more like the beveled edge, like here. So let me just click this vertex here and press G, then G again, and drag it all the way here. And the same here. And I really like this. We can maybe drag this a little bit down and maybe move this a little bit here. Okay, and this I really like this little detail here on this low poly structure. Okay, so yeah, let's continue with that. Maybe I want to do some beveling here on the opposite corner, but nothing fancy, just a little bevel to make it look more round from afar. And I want to bevel this one, so Ctrl B, then V, and I'll slide this. And here I want to make a really deep cut, so Ctrl B, then V. And let's make a small bevel first. Press X to delete the faces, click faces. Select these vertices, fill with F. And same here. And now we can really make this deep by sliding these two and a little bit of this one. Okay, and yeah, maybe let's move all of this a little bit. So let's select all of these vertices and we can drag a selection around them and move them a little bit here, because I want to do something similar like I did here as well. So Ctrl B, then V to bevel, confirm, X to delete faces, and yeah, let's just slide this. Okay, tab out, and I think we are ready when it comes to the ruin structure. Maybe if we look at it, this is a little bit too uniform still, so yeah, let's make a larger bevel here, so Ctrl B, then V, and make a larger beveled corner, and maybe bring this up a little bit. Okay, much better now. So when I do something like that, I try not to go over the top with the details. Really make the subtle changes, then tab out from the edit mode and look around on your structure and look where you can see some room for improvement, and repeat the process. Now let's detail the stairs, and you could already see I really didn't modify any of these vertices here or here to keep this level. So I want to keep the stairs connected here as best as I can. Yeah, let's just select them, go into the edit mode, and first of all we'll need to slice them up a little bit here in the middle. So press Ctrl R to make a cut and use your mouse wheel to increase the number of cuts, and let's make 2. Confirm, and yeah, we can just press escape, or the right mouse button works too. So if you press right mouse button, you will release the selection too. Yeah, right now the stairs are really uniform, so we can make some adjustments. And the easiest way how to make them more interesting and more random is to use proportional editing again with the random fall off. So let's press O to enable proportional editing, and as you can remember, the icon is right here, and select some of these vertices not too far from each other, or rather let's just select one here somewhere in the middle, and we can press G, then X, and we can drag them a little bit to make them non-uniform, but we are careful about the Z-axis, so we are locking it on the X. And then click this one here, press G, then Shift Z, and maybe move them a little bit back, like this. And now we're gonna change the proportional fall off from smooth to random, so let's do that. And select this one again, press G and X again, and let's increase with the mouse wheel the proportional editing fall off to something really large, and right away you can see how the stairs are randomly shaped. Yeah, so maybe move it back a little bit and then click here, select this one, G, then X, and move it out a little bit. So we have this nice random steps. And if you tab out, you already see this looks much more interesting. So let's tab in, and we're gonna make some further details by making use of the same method as on the ruin, and that's the bevel and vertex only bevel mode. And here you can go totally random. So yeah, I will just go to the edge select, click the edge here, bevel it a little bit like this, then go back to the vertex select by pressing 1, clicking this vertex here and pressing G twice to move it here. And don't forget to turn off the proportional editing so you don't mess up your shape. And here I just want to do one single vertex bevel, so press V additionally, confirm, and then click this vertex right here and double G to slide it somewhere here. Then on the second step I can maybe do just very little bevel and maybe one larger here. So let's press Ctrl B, then V, and Yeah, something like this. Let's confirm. And before you delete the face, I wanted to show you before that you can actually delete the face, create the hole, and then fill it with F. And I really want to get this idea into your head that you can manipulate the geometry however you want. But since you already know this trick and you know how to delete this, there's much simpler and faster way how to do that. And you can simply triangulate this face manually. And the shortcut for that is Ctrl-T, or you can go to the face option and find triangulate faces. And you can see there is a Ctrl-T shortcut. And if you press Ctrl-T, the Blender will make the triangles for you. So we'll use this method from now on, but you already know how you can maybe open your mesh, make a hole, and fill it up with new geometry based on your needs. So let's continue with some more bevels. So I will Ctrl-B and V this, maybe here, a slightly larger one. Yeah, I can make one other here, and let's triangulate this. So Ctrl-T, and let's use GG to slide these out, and Ctrl-B and V here, and then Ctrl-T to triangulate. And I want a slightly larger corner here to really balance the details, and some smaller here. And on this step we could use something like this here before. So yeah, let's just select these two, Ctrl-B for bevel, and then back to the vertex select by pressing 1, select this vertex, and double G to slide this out. And I think this will create a nice little contrast with these steps in between those bevels. So yeah, I think it's pretty balanced, and we didn't go too much over the top, I think. And right now I just want to make one larger bevel here and triangulate that. Let's drag this out, just only one side to... And really, if you scroll out, you can see the scattering of the larger bevels is random, but it's pretty consistent throughout the shape, and that's what we are aiming for here. And of course, let's bevel some of these corners, and maybe one a little larger. And here as well, just a little, here a little bit more, and we can leave one sharp. Okay, and already if you scroll out and select the object by clicking away, you can see these little details popping out under these lighting conditions. And later, when we are going to do some lighting, we will be looking for those nice reflections on these edges to details to really pop out.